Now you remember us. We talked about the Tupac murders for a while now, but hear me out. Hear me out. There's been updates. Uh, yeah, kinda. Well, we had conversations. I talked to you about it, and Corey gave a better detail. Because let's be honest, there's some things I just don't know about. He is a wealth of information of many things I do not know. And so he covered this one with you, but there have been a little bit of a chink in the armor when it comes to the person accused of ending Mr. Tupac's life. And the news has that information. Now, remember, they also tried to link Puffy with this and $1 million deals and Mr. Suge Knight and whoever else and names and all that stuff, even Gene D. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So here is the latest update. We'll listen to the news report and see what they have to say that would give us pause about the ending of Mr. Tupac Shakur.
We anticipate presenting a competing narrative and a more truthful narrative concerning those events of September. Our client was not involved in the shooting.
No, well, hold on now. But your client, you said truthful. You said truthful. Your client said something completely contrary. So now we are left to decide which version that he gave is now truthful. You see the problem? Unless, of course, you're coming with some nice, detailed, factual stuff that you can tangibly prove. That'll be interesting.
It's wrong in my life, but I've done nothing criminally.
Not involved in the shooting death of rap icon Tupac Shakur. It's a huge murder case that happened right here in Las Vegas. And tonight, it's taking yet another turn. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. The man accused of orchestrating Tupac's murder has new attorneys, and they are speaking first with 8 News Now investigator David Charnes about how they plan to prove Keefe D is innocent.
Side note. I know it might be side note. Please, I told you again. Side note. Sidebar. Pull it aside. I couldn't be a reporter, man, especially a standing reporter. My shoulders don't go back that far. They hurt. That man is woo. I just saw it and it looked a little bit weird. Now, Keefe D. He's going to have a lot of uphill battles with his prior information that he gave versus what he's trying to push now. That's just me. But remember, the details of the case also proves that he probably did not have a hand in it, much less had any money from it, even though, Gene Deal told you there was money and he saw the check and he said it was for that. Okay, we'll see. He might get called. This might be the first time he might get called to testify. Did you see a check? Dummy. No, I didn't. So you on record. You heard me wrong.
Well, Duane Davis has repeatedly said that he handed a person the gun used to shoot and kill Tupac just right here off the Strip nearly 30 years ago. Tonight, his attorneys say don't believe him because lying to the public isn't a crime.
Okay. Hold on. That one got me off guard. That caught me good. No, it's not a crime at all. Here's a big here's a problem I see. But you are admitting that he's lying. Okay. How we know he's telling the truth now? You know what? Continue. I'm going to try and contain my laughter about this one.
You don't think we should believe him?
In reference to his claiming to have committed a murder that he did not? No, don't believe him in reference to that.
62-year-old Duane Davis's new attorneys say we shouldn't take their clients' public statements about the murder of Tupac Shakur at face value.
Now, the only way I can see them making this work, okay, breathe. I'm trying not to laugh. I really am. This is me trying to compose myself. Is to say he was trying to do it for clout. I could kind of buy that. Somebody feeling like, hey, I just took out Tupac, or even I had a hand in taking out Tupac. Fear me now. I could see that being the lie. And they say, don't believe him. He was doing that for clout. If they propose that, I think I can buy it. I could. Because you remember those days, what you say, ain't no, there's no video proof of this, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna pull out a cell phone and record it on a Samsung or an iPhone, So if you say something happened, it happened. Only person that can rebuke you is the person that was there. But if nobody's there, your story is golden. But if you're lying for clout, you got the clout you needed. But now you know, all that's over, and DNA and all that stuff. Now you have to say, well, I was only lying because I want people to think I could do it. If that's the case they bring forward, I'll buy it. Let's see.
A grand jury indicting Davis 2 years ago for the rapper's 1996 murder. Now Robert Draskovich and Michael Pandullo are taking over. Draskovich most recently representing ex-politician Robert Tellis in his murder trial last year. Davis's case set for trial next winter.
Usually cold cases that are brought many, many years later are brought on the basis of strong forensic evidence.
DNA.
So we don't have that here.
Odd approach, I will say that. But if they got a case, they got a case. If you can't link the man forensically, maybe there's nothing to link the man at all, other than what he said. I might become a believer before this video is over.
What we know prosecutors have, Davis's own words, whether true or not. In a book published with a co-writer in 2019, Davis says he was in a group that followed Shakur that night, eventually leading to him handing a gun to the shooter. That, and other statements and interviews, leading prosecutors to bring the case to a grand jury.
If there's a lesson to be learned here, if you are not guilty of something, clout is not worth it. Okay. If you didn't do it, don't be bragging about it. Don't even infer that you might be able to be capable of doing it. Now, it might sound cool. Yeah, I beat his behind, now I busted him down. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, he crossed me, and then the dude turns up like really busted up and bruised. And you're like, I didn't do it, but they think I did it because I said something. Now, don't do that.
Did he write that book himself? Are those statements accurate?
It's not a crime to claim that you did something that you didn't in fact do.
Now see what the other one went to. Did he write the? You don't have to do all that. If he's lying, then he can write the book and lie too. It's okay. Don't need to make an extra stretch. You're starting to waver on my conviction here about taking up your viewpoint. If he wrote the book, he can write the book and say he did that and the other, because you're already saying he lied, right? So it don't matter who wrote the book.
Davis's history with police, both in Nevada and California, dates back decades and focuses more on drug dealings than Shakur's death. His attorneys say anything he said about the murder should include the lens of his receiving immunity and making money.
We anticipate providing a much more in-depth and true explanation of why those statements were made.
Possible witnesses who would provide testimony at trial: Suge Knight, who himself was injured in that shooting, and Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Ho ho. Woo-wee. Okay. I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. I will testify if. I don't think he has that kind of a pull for this particular thing, because a whole different unrelated thing. But man, look, if Diddy gets called to testify on this, look, I'm okay. Maybe it may not be the case of the century because of the content of it, but the people that would be testifying, that'd be a very interesting thing.
Who ran a rival record label. Now, Combs has denied any involvement in that. It is important to mention we don't really know what prosecutors plan to present at trial, and if that includes other evidence we haven't seen yet. The trial is scheduled to begin next February, and those attorneys say they will be prepared for that date. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Now, hear us out. If they can indeed prove that this particular guy, Keefe D, did not have a hand in the ending of Tupac, then the case goes back cold. Nobody did it. You don't have a name, at least no gun to hand it to, no person to actually charge with it. Who's responsible? I don't know how it's going to go. I just know that their case so far that they're bringing forward, I can see some merit to it, that he can lie to the public and they can put it under the banner of he was trying to keep up his appearance, his agenda, his little clout that he had with the gangs and making him look like a bad man. And he was just all that, but he didn't do any of the stuff he said. There is no forensic evidence to prove that he did what he said he did. You can't link him to anything at the scene when it comes to the gun or for shooting. So none of it makes sense. He's not guilty of any of this stuff. I could see that working out in their favor. However, it could also backfire, and it could say, well, he's already admitted to it. How can we know that what you're saying now is not the truth with or without forensic evidence? Because we have cases that we've looked at before without forensic evidence, DNA, that we can indeed say the person said it, so we have to go based on their word. It's an interesting dilemma they have at their hands right now, and I think it'll be something that we definitely want to cover when it does kick off next year. But what do you think of his defense? Does it make sense? Does it carry any water to you that he could say, I lied to the public to keep my image up and I didn't do it? Don't believe him, or should you believe him because he said it and wrote a book about it and doubled down? Whichever direction you're going, your thought process, please leave them in the comment section below, because we would love to hear, especially your ideas of Puffy possibly testifying on this one. That ought to be fun to see him. And well, I doubt they'll have them in the room at the same time, but if they do have to testify either before each other or after each other, that should be an interesting, him and Suge, I mean, that'll be one interesting dynamic. We look forward to hearing your comments on this one.